Our next step will be to download the drivers from the manufacturer's website. So you'll want to take note of this. Here I'm working with an Acer Aspire S3 series, and this label has a lot of information like the Windows key code, but importantly we want to check out this Aspire S3, and then it breaks out the model number that we're going to use at the manufacturer's website. To find the operating system version and type, click Start and then type System in the search bar. Select the system icon under Control Panel, and here you'll find the version, Windows 7 Professional, and our system type, 64-bit. So in this case we go to acer.com in our browser, and on the support site you'll see where there's drivers and manuals to download. So you'll look for something similar on the site, and then I type in the model number here of the laptop that I'm working with, and we'll select it from this list. And then we'll select the Windows version that we're using. So I'm using Windows 7 64-bit. You want to check this on your version of Windows, and then go to the drivers section, and it'll list out all the drivers, and you'll want to save them onto your USB drive at this point, and then you'll be able to take them to your new computer. So I usually list my model numbers just in case I have to re-download this again. Then it's already on my USB stick, but I'll label out each of the drivers and then download them into their folder. Now we're on the new computer, and we've downloaded all the drivers from the manufacturer's website onto our USB drive. So we're going to want to uncompress those zip files if they were when you were downloading them, and start the installation. So I'm going to go into my USB drive, and I've created that folder called drivers. In here I list my model number, and I've got the drivers listed, and to uncompress them you want to right click on the zipped icon and select the extract all. This will create this subfolder, and next you want to find the executable application. In this case it's this one here, because it's the only one. Normally you'll see setup.exe or install, and you'll want to run all of the prompts. The chipset driver I think is the most important to be installed first, because it controls the main board, and so from there your video card driver is connected to this device and everything else. So it's a good place to start, but you'll also want to install any applications that the manufacturer recommends. In this case I'm going to just say no for the restart later, because I'm installing a bunch of other drivers. But in this case the manufacturer had some applications for the wireless card, and this was the ability to turn it on and off, and you'll want to install any of those I think as well, even before some of the drivers. Here again was that setup.exe application, and this is for the graphics card driver. And on our next install our screen resolution will be much better, and we'll see more of the desktop. Typically there's about 10 to 12 drivers and about 5 to 7 applications that you may need to install, And it's up to you whether you want to restart the computer after each install. But I just kind of go through the list here and start installing as many as possible before the next restart. Just saves a little bit of time. And now I'm installing the audio drivers. Uncompressing on a USB drive will tend to be a little bit slower, so if you can uncompress them on your hard drive, then do them there and then copy them over to the USB drive. It's important that you get the correct drivers because it really affects the performance of the computer. Having the wrong driver can make it do crazy things. If you have a custom built computer, you may actually have to take a look at each model number inside the computer for the audio card and for the main board, and you would have to go to each manufacturer separately, or your manufacturer would have sent a CD-ROM which would have those correct drivers in there. So I'm going to go ahead and restart this computer, and we'll see you after that. Now, after you've installed your VGA driver, your screen resolution should appear to its appropriate settings. You want to install other applications like the mouse driver and the compact flash card reader and USB drivers if those are also included in your downloads. Our next videos will talk about Windows updates, maintenance settings, configuration that you might want to set up, alternatives for antivirus and firewall solutions just to keep your computer protected and running effectively, especially with all the malware websites that are out there. If you're connecting to an internet, you'll want to include some kind of security program. Thanks for watching this series. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.